Hello and welcome to this episode of Success Synergy Show. I have Paula Vail with me today, and she is a Reiki master, teacher in Usui Reiki, television, radio host, a published author, inspirational speaker, and featured expert for Imagine a World documentary. Wow, that's phenomenal. And I know that Paula has written a couple of books, which she will be talking about shortly. Welcome to the show, Paula. I'm so honored to have you here with me. Thank you
Oh,
so much.
thank you so much. And I'm very honored to be a guest on your show and introduced to your amazing audience.
Paula, you have a company called Wellness Inspired. Do tell us a little bit more about the kind of work that you do at Wellness Inspired.
I began my business, Wellness Inspired, about 14 years ago. Prior
Mhm.
to that, I was 27 years in a restaurant,
Mhm.
manager and then owner. So I worked many years in the restaurant, and I began Wellness Inspired when I was introduced to Reiki. I
Okay.
learned Reiki to help a beloved pet, and I fell in love with it. And
Okay.
so that was the beginning. And then I've also, within the years, over 6 years ago, I was asked to host a show about Reiki,
Mhm.
online radio. So I began that. So now I've been interviewing people over 6 years. I teach Reiki. I offer Reiki to clients. I offer long distance Reiki. And I just love it. It's been life changing. It really has.
A lot of people do a lot of work in Reiki, and I have been speaking to a lot of people about this because resilience is something which is very close to my heart. In fact, I tell many a times that mental resilience is something which I want to call as my signature subject because of the beautiful quality of resilience that it keeps you moving forward in life. It keeps you adept with adapting to the situations, and in the current pandemic situations,
Yes.
resilience is the only thing that will probably hold a person together in all of the bizarre things that are happening around us. Now,
Yes.
I have been speaking to a lot of people, but very few people have been really able to relate Reiki with resilience. I want to know your opinion on this. We have not conversed about this, and this is going completely extempore, and that's what I want to tell my audience that the featured guests who come on my show, they are so very well advanced in their own professional fields that they don't need any kind of prior preparation to face all these extempore questions. And that's very important to become a master in your own chosen subject. So that's how Paula is, uh, so very well revered by me. So Paula, please tell us how Reiki and resilience can be linked together.
Oh, there is such a tremendous link there, my dear. Reiki, it not only affects us physically, it affects us emotionally. It raises our vibration. We we are energy. We are
Yes.
connected to
Yes.
source energetically. And the Reiki raises our vibration. It increases our intuition. And being in a higher vibration, a more positive energy level, helps us be more resilient.
Yes.
It helps us physically. It helps us emotionally with our challenges because we are more positive. We are more loving and caring. Reiki raises us and guides us to be in a higher energetic level, which makes us more resilient. It makes us more resilient with health. It boosts our immune system. There have been great studies on the effects of Reiki and our body's immune system. It's huge what Reiki does. So
Yes.
it is a big part of helping us be resilient.
Yes. Paula, tell me a little bit more about this vibrational element of existence, because I know a lot of people are talking about it, but very few people really imbibe the essence of we being energy.
Yeah.
See, I have studied with Bob Proctor, who is very well known because of his work on The Secret. But actually, he had been working in this field of energy and vibration for more than 45 years before Secret was actually released. And he's one of my mentors. I have met him, I have worked closely with him. I have understood one thing from him, that body and mind, they are attached, and mind is the invisible existence. Body is only a very small simple part which is visible to the eyes and can be, you know, experienced with the five senses. Now
Yeah.
this vibrational element, which is understood by the thought energy,
Yes.
and you're a master at Reiki, how is both, how are both of these combined?
It works together because Reiki is a works with our life force energy, and our luminous energy field, excuse me, our energy, it it tells our DNA what to do. It tells our physical body what to do. That's how powerful it is. And I am very passionate about where we reside energetically. And The Secret, which was is just such amazing messages. It's so true that our thoughts and our emotions affect where we are energetically. Love, compassion, positive emotions rise us to a higher level energetically. Fear, doubt, anger lowers us to a lower vibration energy. And where we reside makes a huge difference on our mindset, on our health. All of that comes together. So, realizing how powerful our energy field is really a great thing to do, because that can affect, for one, what our manifestations are. What we put out to the world energetically is what we are asking for. It is what we are going to receive. For example, I I personally say morning affirmations every day. And I believe it's not just speaking them, that it's vital to also trust
Right.
and say, yes, I accept this. I say yes to this. Because if we have doubt and fear, that can block what we're asking for. So trust is a big part of raising our vibration and bringing the positive manifestations in our life that we are hoping for.
Right, right, absolutely, absolutely. Uh, Paula, just tell us about Wellness Inspired, how it came into being from a restaurant manager and owner. Now you are totally into holistic wellness and
Yes.
have a daily practice. How did it all happen,
It,
this whole journey? Because you were in a completely different field, which
yes,
is,
I totally changed course. And I've always my whole life felt I had a server's heart. That's why I loved my restaurant business. And I've always wanted to be a positive energy in the world. But my wellness inspired business and going into Reiki began because of my beloved pet that was ill. And someone said to me, you should learn Reiki. I'd never heard of it. I researched it. I fell in love with it. I also am a shaman. My shaman name is Shantara. After learning Reiki, I also went to Sedona, Arizona, and received some very powerful shaman training. And I just fell in love with all of that. And so I went from a restaurant owner to the founder owner of Wellness Inspired, and it really has been life changing. And the things I have seen over the years with offering and teaching Reiki to others and seeing what it's done for my clients, for animals, it's just remarkable, and it just touches the heart. It really does.
Okay, you're talking about Reiki with animals. Now,
Yes.
many people think that Reiki is something which has to be done on somebody who is receptive to the energy healing practices. Uh, how come on animals? It's really something very intriguing for me.
Animals really are so perceptive energetically. So they actually take it right in. I mean, I have several rescue dogs that I've given Reiki to. I've given Reiki to deer on the property where I grew up, and I've had deer just lay down.
Okay.
I
Okay.
gave Reiki to giraffes when I was in Africa and had them
Okay.
following me. Animals pick up on that energy, that positive energy, and they just take it in and love it. It's really been remarkable to see the effects of Reiki on animals and humans. And we can also send Reiki energy to a situation, to a relationship. Let's say someone is in the hospital having a surgery. You can send them and offer them Reiki energy and surround them in this beautiful white bubble of positive, loving energy. And when I do that, I fill the whole room with that energy so that a doctor, a nurse, a family member that comes in, they all feel that positive, loving energy. It's
Right.
just profound what
Yes.
we can do with Reiki, how amazing it is.
Great. Great. Actually, I can feel the energy as you are talking, as you are sitting halfway across the world.
Yes.
I'm sitting in India, and you're in US. You're in Washington, US, and that's literally half the way
Yes.
apart. But I can still feel the energy. That's how energy situations are. In the current pandemic that we are all going through, I mean, more than 185 countries of the world getting affected. What do you think the role of Reiki can be in developing resilience and going through the present traumatic ordeal that all of us are facing?
Reiki can not only boost our resilience as far as raising and our immune system, helping us have a stronger immune system, which basically will fight off the virus. And Reiki will also, that positive energy will also help us not be in fear, help us not to live in fear, help us to guide us through what may come to us. So it helps in multiple ways, physically, emotionally. And Reiki not only affects you as the person who, let's say, has activated their Reiki, but it affects the energy that you put off to others. And so that positive energy, others will feel that as well.
So,
It,
see, we are all living in very bizarre times. I don't think anybody has actually seen such a situation before. None of the governments are prepared, none of the authorities are really prepared, yet everybody is doing so much. And, you being a radio and TV host, uh, I know you put out a lot of positive energy and everything, but more than uh, like people coming to you and talking to you about Reiki and you giving them healing. What about the long distance element? Because now we can't be uh, very close to each other physically, and the Reiki practices that generally happen are while two people are in the close proximity, or you have done it on animals also. Close proximity has been like a norm over there, but we are moving towards a world which is going into a new normal, as they are calling it. So, how do you think a long distance Reiki practice can be developed by somebody who is just maybe starting out in the field, or maybe who is already running a good practice? Because there is a business element also attached with uh, all of this. So,
yes,
tell
yes,
us a little bit about that.
yes. You can have your base practice where you see people one on one physically, and then you can also add the beautiful modality of long distance Reiki. Over the years, I have offered and sent Reiki to people across the world, in your area, in Australia. Years ago, I was approached to offer Reiki to someone in Australia that was dealing with fourth stage cancer. I sent her multiple sessions of long distance Reiki. She went through a treatment. She's cancer free. She
Oh,
was so
that's fantastic.
grateful for the Reiki. She flew to Seattle, Washington to take a Reiki class from me and meet me in
That's great.
person. I've had results from sending Reiki to friends on the other side of the country and have them say, "Oh my gosh, what a difference it's made for us." So long distance Reiki, actually, some say it's more powerful than hands-on because there's no interference. Let's say you're with someone one on one and there's noise or a phone ringing, different interferences. Long distance Reiki doesn't have that. It goes beyond time and space. And actually, that Reiki energy goes to that person's higher self. And it's their higher self that takes that in, allows that. So some believe that you need permission to send Reiki. I do not believe that. I believe that to be false
Okay.
because Reiki in a way is like a prayer modality. You're sending this energy out there, and it's up to their higher self to accept it or not. And of course, their higher self will. And if that were the case, then that's saying we can't send Reiki to a disaster area. If it's, there's a tornado somewhere and there's injuries and you want to send Reiki to that whole area, love and Reiki, you can do that.
And also to animals, you can't take
And
permission from there.
animals, yes, yes. I send Reiki to the entire planet's animal kingdom on a regular basis, and they feel it. It's a very powerful beautiful modality. And Yasui, I practice Yasui Reiki. He offered Reiki to the homeless. I have been able to do that over the years here in my area at local homeless shelters. He offered Reiki for free to the homeless. He did many things out of compassion for others, which I think that honors Reiki. It really does.
It does. It does. I have to tell a personal story over here. In the year 2015, I had a major issue with my back problem, and that back problem has been persistent for a very long time. I've suffered two fractures in my backbone, and that's when I started looking at holistic healing practices. That was long, long time back. I think it's more than 25 years now that the back problem had started when I suffered the fractures. But in 2015, as I was saying, there was a complete breakdown. I don't know what triggered it. Maybe I was out in the winter months and the wind hit me or whatever happened. I don't know. But one fine day, I got up and I was like jelly, and just could not even stand up. And as I fell down, my sister, she was there with me at that point in time, and I'm so thankful for that. She just held me up and she did not let me fall. And my son was there. He was sleeping in the other room, and as we screamed, he just came and he picked me up and he put me on the bed. And as I was laid on the bed, I remembered a close friend of mine. She's a German lady and she was residing in India for some time. The first thing I did was I just picked up my mobile and I called her. And she was a Reiki practitioner. And I asked her, can you give me some energy? Because right now I am absolutely on the bed and I cannot move even an inch. Although with the back problem, I've been moving for the last like 18 years by that time. But then, I don't know what happened that day. It was like I could only move my arms, and my entire body was in a state of paralysis. On that day, Paula, I actually felt the strong practice of Reiki, which was given to me from a long distance by my friend. And
Beautiful.
I'm so grateful for that. Within 3 days, that paralytic condition was gone, and I was up on my legs. I'm
Oh,
hale and hearty, and I've been under Ayurvedic treatment to take care of the. Uh, Mine is a surgical case, but I did not want to go in for surgery, so my Ayurvedic doctor took care of that. So Ayurveda and Reiki and other healing practices. That's the main reason why, being a business coach, I am so interested in holistic healing also.
yes.
I'm so interested in resilience practices also. Because some people ask me, well, you are a business coach, why are you so interested? I can't tell this person's story every time. So I'm going on record with this, that I have experienced it myself. What we are talking about here is completely experiential.
Yes. Yes.
You have given it to so many people, so you have treated somebody with fourth stage cancer.
Yes.
That's considered to be completely untreatable.
Yes. It was amazing. And I personally myself have felt the benefits of Reiki. I've had 3 neck surgeries
Oh,
due to sitting at a light and getting hit by another car. And after each surgery, I was in a lot of pain, but after each surgery, I would just give myself Reiki. I was off pain pills in 3 days. I had movement. My doctors couldn't believe it. I mean, thank goodness I had that beautiful modality of Reiki to help me through that time. It's amazing.
it's absolutely amazing. And as we are talking about energy, there's a little bit of experiment which I generally do in my business seminars also sometimes when I see the inclination in that direction. I would love to do it right here, right now. Maybe if somebody is watching it, they can think about it. Or if the people come back and watch it later on, they can think about it. And this has been taught to me by Bob Proctor. He just asks us, hold your hand like this and tell me what you see. And most of the people reply, I see lines, I see skin, I see this and that and all. So if you put the same hand under, just use your imagination, under a normal microscope, what will you see then? And people say, I will see maybe pores and this and that. So if you put the same hand under a larger microscope with more magnifying power, then what will you see? So start talking about maybe uh, the blood vessels and things like that. So if you put the same hand under electron microscope, now what will you see? Now then there is a complete dead silence because people start thinking, what will we see? And then they come up with, then we'll see the electronic structure. The electronic structure, the atomic structure, the molecular structure, it is all what? Minuscule particles with extreme amount of energy in a
Yes.
constant state of vibration and
Yes.
constantly moving. That's what the real structure is. That's what the structure of this
Yes.
laptop is. That's what the structure of the air that we are breathing. That's what the structure of this coronavirus that the entire world is facing. It's just a molecule.
Yes.
And that's powerful. You know, the first time I
It
heard it,
is.
I had never thought about it this way. That we are all energy. We keep talking about it, but I'd never
We
thought
are.
about it this
Yeah.
way. It was
Our physical body, I call it our physical vehicle. This is my rental car for this life.
oh yes,
Yeah, it's my
absolutely. That's
rental
right.
car.
Rental car.
There is nothing there without the energy. The energy is what we are. It
Yes,
really is fascinating.
yes, yes. Tell us about the books that you have written, Paula. I'm so intrigued about your books. Can you
Thank
just
you.
show them? Do you have them there? Just show
Yes.
us and tell us more about your
First
books.
off, last summer, this book was released. I am a co-author
Okay.
of America's Leading Ladies Who Positively Impact Our World. And also, author in this book is Oprah Winfrey, Melinda
Wow.
Gates, Deepak Chopra's daughter, and many other amazing women. So I'm a co-author in that. And then
Great.
my personal book that was released last year is Why Am I So Happy?
Mhm.
And I wrote that because I've always been asked that. And I've had some serious challenges in my life, and I mentioned some of those in the book. But I, when we have challenges or tragedies, it does give us new perspectives in life. And for me, it also gave me new gratitude for the good in my life.
Hmm.
You know, when you have the sadness or the challenge, it can make us more appreciative of what's good in our life and what
Absolutely.
means
Absolutely.
so much. So that's why I wrote that. So I've had a lot of uh, great reviews and response from the book. I am in the process of writing a second book, so I'm working on that this summer ahead. I'm hoping to finish it by fall and get it to my publisher.
Great, great. We are having a comment coming in. It is from one Mr. Gokul Krishnan. He's saying it is a very interesting subject and very good to hear about Reiki from an expert. Thanks, Neena, for having Paula Vail on your show. Thank you, Gokul, for watching this live with us. It's just wonderful. If you have any questions, this is the right time to ask. Please shoot them at Paula, and she will be happy to answer. I'm answering on your behalf, Paula, because I know you would be very appreciative of the questions. Paula, one question that is coming to me is about fake practitioners. There are a lot of fake practitioners who proclaim themselves as gurus
Mhm.
and go about causing a lot of disturbance
Yes.
in the belief systems of the people who actually want to believe in these practices, these energy healing practices.
Yes.
What do you have to say about that?
I I've seen many things over the years, and yes, something I tell students and clients, if someone says their Reiki is better than everyone else's, I say run. For one, it is not your Reiki. We are just a conduit, a vessel of that loving, healing energy. There is no place for ego in Reiki. Reiki is connecting to that energy, trusting, loving, caring. It is not ego based. Uh, Reiki is compassion, and there are practitioners out there that really are in it for money and ego. And I believe that makes a huge difference on the connection that they have, what comes through, where they vibrate, what level their emotions and their energy is vibrating at. It makes a difference. I believe practitioners aren't in competition. The more Reiki in the world, the better. Let's work together and support each other. I know, like myself, over the years, I've never really done much advertising or promoting for teaching Reiki, and yet I have people contact me. I believe I meet who I'm meant to meet, just as I have the honor of meeting you and
Yes.
connecting with your beautiful audience. I
Thank you.
leave that up to source, where I know practitioners that I've had them look over my shoulder. Well, where do you get your students? How are you doing that? How you do it? Because they're desperate. But that's because they're ego and money based, and that is sad. And that happens in every area, every business.
It does.
It's those that are doing a service out of heart and caring, and those that are doing service out of money and ego. And we just have to discern from that when we look for a practitioner, a teacher, or any kind of area. I think what's in our heart and our caring and compassion makes a huge difference of who we are and what we offer to people.
Absolutely. As you began saying this, I just was thinking in my own way about the business coaching that I do. There are a lot of business coaches who say my business coaching is better than everybody else's. It applies here also in this scenario. Yours is a different field, mine is a different field, but still, it applies everywhere. If you are actually going out and helping others, supporting another person in their journey, it cannot be ego based. It cannot be
Yes.
I'm better than you kind of a situation. It never is. It's always a learning journey. It's always a learning process for all of us. And
Yes.
yet people do it here also. And besides, I don't think business is bad. I mean, let me just put a little bit of snippet here that making a business out of anything is not really bad. But with what intention you are building your business, that really matters and creates the energy disturbance. And I think all of us can feel that energy
Yes.
exuding from somebody.
That
We
is
are all
so
vibrational creatures. We can read the energy. If somebody walks into the room and you can feel the change in the energy of that room. All we
yes.
need to do is just tune ourselves a little bit.
Yes.
No amount of body language or no amount of polished behavior can actually change that energy that you read from other people.
Yes. I
It just
totally agree.
right through.
our intention and what's in our heart, it comes through with what we offer to others. And we should celebrate working together to be a positive energy in the world, to be a caring energy. That just manifests more positivity for us, for those around us. It's
Yes.
not a competition. It's not an ego, I'm better than you. I don't believe that at all. I believe it's working together to be a caring, positive energy.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And Paula, would you like to add something more? We've had a wonderful time. We've created some phenomenal value over here, I feel. Just would you like to add something more to the audience who will be eventually watching this at a later stage and the people who are presently
I
there with
just
us?
want to say thank you for joining us. I am truly honored. I am thrilled to share this information and my passion with all of you. You can learn more about me at my website, wellnessinspired.com. And you can check out my podcast show on Patreon, Elevating Your Life with Paula Vail. And I just want to say, we are all connected. We are all energy sisters, energy brothers, and I celebrate that. And I just want to say love, hugs, and blessings to everyone.
Thank you so much, Paula. That's really wonderful. But I will ask you one more question before
Yes,
before we close the show. First of all, you send me the details of your show, the link to your show, the link to your YouTube channel. I will put them in the description of this uh, video once it goes live on
great.
YouTube. It will stay there so that people can go and check it out at a later stage. And when you said thank you, you felt it right from the bottom of your heart, and I could feel it. That's pure gratitude. And that's where a lot of people have trouble understanding gratitude. Give
Yes.
us some advice on how to develop actually the
Gratitude.
right kind of gratitude. The right
Yes.
kind of gratitude, not just gratitude, the right kind of gratitude. So many people say thank you, and they don't
Yeah.
mean it. You can actually see it. But when you
I
said thank you, I could feel it.
yes. I practice something every day, and this is a great start. No matter what's going on in your life, every morning I will think of one thing that I'm grateful for. It could be something really simple. A person. It could be for the food on my table. It many things, but focus on one thing every morning that you're grateful for, and fill your heart with that gratitude. It can just be grateful for I'm alive this new
Yes,
day. But
yes,
when you do that, when you begin your day with gratitude, that affects your whole day. That affects the steps you take, the emotions you have, because you start your day with gratitude. And and I really believe that makes a huge difference. And that's something that I practice every morning.
I do it, and that's created a lot of change in my own thinking system. It's not just change in the outer world, it's my own thinking which has aligned over the period of years very well to this little word gratitude, which is so less understood. It's not just about
It's
saying
it
blind thank you, it's about really feeling it inside. And as
yes.
you said, you
It
may be going
changes
so,
us.
there's so many things that may be going wrong, but the fact that you have one more day to live, that can be really grateful.
Yes.
One can be really grateful for that. That's phenomenal.
I believe gratitude is the one of the biggest gifts we can give ourselves.
Yes.
It is.
Yes. And I'm thinking about asking you one more question, Paula, and that's about
Yeah.
forgiveness. With gratitude comes forgiveness, with an
Yes.
understanding of gratitude, I think. Because, see, as I have been into business coaching, I have seen that over the period of years when somebody is engaged with you for a long time, the person starts opening up and then you start seeing certain personal aspects of their lives. They start sharing that. And many a times it's all about the blockages which they have created in their own personal lives, which start affecting their business lives also.
Mhm. Yes. Yeah,
Forgiveness is something which comes very closely attached with gratitude.
it does. And forgiveness sets us free.
Absolutely.
When we carry anger with us and unforgiveness, it not only affects what we're angry about, but it affects us. It affects our mindset. It affects the energy vibration level that we reside in. We can't change the past, but we can accept and acknowledge it, and then lovingly and compassionately move forward in our life, forgiving and moving on. And that makes a huge impact on the steps we take from there. It really does. And our emotions and what we feel.
If somebody has really done something wrong to us, what, in your opinion, is the best way to forgive them?
To accept, we can't change it, it happened. And to know we don't know what's inside others. We don't know what other people feel. We don't know what uh, pushes them to their actions and words. We can only focus on ourselves. We can only create the energy we want to create for ourselves. So we may never say it's okay. We may never say, we may always believe that was wrong what you did to me, but we can forgive it because it's theirs, it's on them.
Yes.
And we can allow ourselves to be free and not held down by it and move on
Right.
and heal.
I Yes, absolutely. I say forgiving is forgiving yourself peace of mind.
Yes,
Don't do it for someone else. Do it for yourself.
yes,
Just let that go, forgiving yourself the peace of mind.
yes,
You so
exactly.
desperately
Oh,
deserve. Thank you so much, Paula. It was really wonderful having you on the show. We have enriched the space truly by
thank you so much.
you're just accepting to be here and just sharing so much of value. Thank you
I
so
am
much. I
I am
really
honored.
appreciate it. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the people who have joined here live, and thank you to others also who will watch this later on. Thank you very much. Have a very good time. Stay safe.